Good morning, guys. Thank you for being here. My name is Matthew Hammond, and I am the choir teacher. I teach a choir course, an honors choir course, humanities, and 2 basic guitar courses at Lawrence County High School. A little bit about myself. I think it leads to my action. Can I actually grab one of those? That'd probably be important. It leads to my problem of practice. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I majored in music education when I went to Morehead State University about 4 years ago. This is my second year teaching. I'm 23 years old. Some of the teachers that teach with me at Lawrence County made a joke that I might not even belong at the adults table, but I'm here today and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about drama and humanities education. When I went to Morehead State University, I had a very unique opportunity. In high school, I got a job at the Paramount Arts Center in Ashland, Kentucky. Has anybody ever seen a show at the Paramount? Awesome. So I got a job there as an assistant. Basically, I was the tour guide, so I was tour guide Matt. So I'd walk around and be like, "Hello, welcome to the Paramount Arts Center, and I will be showing you all of A and B and C and D and F and G." And I met a guy there, and sometimes it's all about the people you meet, what you teach, and what you do with your life. And I met a guy there named Paul, and the reason why I say Paul that way is because that's exactly how he would say his name. Is like, "Hi, I'm Paul." Okay, that's how he is. So Paul is the head of the union for the entire half of the United States. And what the union does is basically it's a collective of theater professionals who work all of these shows. So if you go to see a show in Huntington and you see KISS, they're the people who build the stage. They're the people who don't get appreciated, but do a lot of the work that we don't see to make sure that the actual shows go well. So Paul took a chance on me when I was 18 years old and hired me to do lighting for KISS, which was really cool. I got to meet Gene Simmons, and it was a really awesome opportunity. But when I got there, I realized something. My school, Lawrence County, which I am also an alumni of, though I am teaching there now, did not have any light design programs. And I did some research on that, and only around 10 schools in Kentucky have any kind of light design education. So when I got to school, I was still interested in this, and so my emphasis in my degree was vocal performance, but my other emphasis was light design. And so I worked as a work study for about 30 hours a week, until I graduated in about a year ago. So I get back to Lawrence County. I'm super excited because I got this job. Like I said earlier to some of my friends, choir jobs do not open up very often. So I'm very blessed that I have the job that I have right now. That being said, though, I came in and I looked up at my batten. The battens are kind of like these steel poles right here, and they had lights on them. Great. It's a good sign. But they were heat lamps from like Home Depot or Tractor Supply Co. And if you know anything about heat lamps, as they go on, they keep getting hotter and hotter. So you don't want your chickens to not be able to hatch their eggs. So they make sure that you have a heat lamp on them. As a performer, that would not be an ideal situation for a performance. So I start light design last year because I'm super passionate about it. And I get some basic, for a lack of a better term, DJ lights for them to kind of take care of. And that went well, but they were super interested in it. All the colors, all of the different things. And so I decided to apply for this grant to fix my problem of practice, which is what we've been talking about. With a lack of lighting supply in our performing arts building, it is impossible to correctly light concerts for our band, choir, and drama programs. The choir director that was before me, her name was Jane, and she was awesome. She was the teacher, and I'm going to tell you a little story about her really fast. She was the teacher who did everything she could to make sure that her students were successful. That did not matter that she was at Lawrence County High School. That did not matter that she was in the middle of Eastern Kentucky. She did everything she could. Did that mean jerry-rigging things sometimes? Yes. Did she put heat lamps up? Yes. Was she doing everything she could? For the third time, yes. So what am I going to do to fix that problem? There's a lot of things that go into light design. And I brought some student examples. I'll pass these around in just a second. Lights are really complicated in the fact that they're not always exact. So I want them to kind of aim for understanding what the whole picture looks like. So these circles on the ground right here, they're the area of space that the lights actually take up. If you think about the way that you are aiming a light down on a stage, you create little circles. If those circles aren't connected, you're going to be in the dark 60% of the time. So the question is, how do we educate the students without them getting completely overwhelmed on a completely foreign subject? Well, here's what I've started. I've started with understanding what a light is. what it does and how it happens. And so having the lights, having these diagrams really explains what the lights are going to do for you and how that's going to happen. Let's see, what else have I not covered here? Oh, so with the implementation of this, and if you look on your sheet here, you'll see a picture of my choir. With the implementation of this, I'm trying to fix the problem, and the reason why I made this black and white. You can see certain parts of the stage are very white, if you look at that. Those are the heat lamps. There are shades on the stage, and there are not shaded places on the stage. With this, those circles fix that problem. If you are going straight down on an angle on someone, the sides of them are going to be dark. So my goal is to put lights that not only correctly light someone for a theatrical production, if I was doing, let's say, a production of Grease, correctly light someone for that kind of a thing, but for it to be multi-purpose, to have a multi-purpose for it. Thank you. To have a multi-purpose for it, and my first goal is to light design and implement all of these concepts into the band concert for Christmas. That means that I'm going to put different images around. There should be snowflakes everywhere. There should be Santa hats everywhere. It should be a red stage and a green stage. We even talked about potentially, we have a projector that we can hang on the ceiling, putting images up there of different things that you should think of while you're listening to band music. Band music is very hard to connect with. You're listening to a band. It's very pretty. It's awesome. But sometimes it's hard to get the story. Lights help with that. And so those are a lot of my big goals for the light design project. Does anybody have any questions?